Okay, to use dimensional analysis in the real world, why don't we take a look at this problem? Given your average speed from your average speed lab, like we did in class, how long would it take you to walk 1 mile? Well, once again, this side, I'm going to put what I know. And on the right side, I'm going to put what I want to figure out. Now I've color-coded the question again to help us, and the things that I know is 1 mile. So I'm going to write that here. I know 1 mile. Now you need to be careful, because if you simply put an M to scientists, that means 1 meter. And then how long is a measurement of time? So I want seconds over here. So in this case, speed can be a type of conversion factor. Let's say that my son Ethan can walk 1.04 meters per second, and that is his average speed. Now my son's speed is going to be different than your speed, but the way in which we use it is going to be exactly the same. So look at, I can make a conversion factor out of this. I can say 1.04 meters per 1 second, or I can take the reciprocal and I can say 1 second over 1.404 meters. And now I know that I have the units miles, but I want it to become the units meters. And so I'm going to put up a dimensional analysis field goal. Once again, this is where conversion factors live, and the question becomes, do I want this conversion factor or do I want this conversion factor in order to live here? Here's the thing. Do you notice that the miles does not correspond with meters? So I'm not quite ready to use speed yet. I need to get miles into meters somehow. I need to go find another conversion factor. And if you take a look on your blue card, can you find a conversion factor that allows me to go from miles into meters? Well, you know what? I can find that 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So why don't I use that? At least it gets me into the units of the metric, units of meters. So I'm going to make a conversion factor out of that. I can say 1 mile over 1.61 kilometers, or 1.61 kilometers over 1 mile. Which one do I want to pick? I hope that you have recognized that, look at this one. It's going to be very valuable because miles is on the bottom. So I'm going to put 1.61 kilometers over 1 mile. And because mile is in the denominator here and the numerator here, they cancel. Now I'm on kilometers, but I still need it in meters to be able to use this speed. Well, let's go find another conversion factor. Can you find a conversion factor that allows me to go from kilometers into meters? Maybe you found that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. I can make a conversion factor out of that. 1 kilometer over 1,000 meters, or 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. Which one do I want to use? I hope you identified this one, because kilometers is in the denominator. And so, if I put up another field goal, 1 kilometer, because I want to cancel the units, is 1,000 meters. Okay, so now I'm in unit meters, but I want seconds. Is there a relationship between meters and seconds? Now I get to go back to my speeds. And the question becomes, which one of these conversion factors is going to help me? You see the meters here? That's a hint. hopefully you identified that we are going to be using this one in order to 1.04 meters, because I can cancel in 1 second. Now this is cool because I'm left in a units that I'm trying to figure out. And now I do the math. Now, it's pretty important that you learn how to put these numbers into your calculator. So follow along with me. 1, and then I'm going to multiply by this next number in the numerator, 1.61. And then I'm going to multiply by this numerator that's in the, this number that's in the numerator, 1,000. And then I'm going to multiply by 1. Now I know it seems kind of ridiculous, but please do it for me. And you'll see that I get 1,610. But I need to take into account all the numbers in the numerator as well. The denominator as well. So I'm going to divide by 1. Now I know it seems pretty silly because I'm going to get the number back, but I want you to get in the habit of doing this over and over and over again. So I divided by 1. Next I'm going to divide by 1. And then I'm going to divide by 1.04. And when I hit the equal sign, I'm going to get an incredibly long number. I want you to write this number out completely. So 1548.0769. 0.0769 2307. 2307. Okay, at this point, the number of digits after the decimal is ridiculously high. But my question is, what units do I include? Hopefully, we include seconds. All right, this is called the calculator answer, and it's really, really long. And we have rules of figuring out how many digits we actually respond, but for now, I'm happy with that. So if we switch it up and give you a time and ask for how far or a distance, I hope you guys understand that 1 minute is going to appear on the left, and in the end, how far in meters appears on the right. So once again, the things that we know, that Ethan's speed is 1.04 meters in 1 second, or I could rewrite it 1 second in 1.04 meters. But once again, if we take a look, our time measurement is in seconds, but I have minutes. Is there a conversion factor that lets me go from minutes to seconds? Now, you can look on your blue card and you won't find anything, but from common knowledge, 1 minute equals 60 seconds. I can turn that into a conversion factor, 1 minute over 60 seconds, or 60 seconds over 1 minute. Okay, cool. Let's put up a conversion factor field goal. Which one of these conversion factors am I going to use? There's a hint. Did you pick this one? Because it's got minutes in the denominator? Good job! So I'm going to put 60 seconds over 1 minute. And the reason that I chose minutes in the denominator is so that they cancel, leaving me in the unit seconds. Now, I need to figure out a conversion factor between seconds and meters. Where could I find that conversion factor? Hey, here they are. It's Ethan's speed. Now the question becomes, which one am I going to pick? There's a hint. Did you pick this one? Good job! 1.04 meters in 1 second. And now, this is interesting because that cancels with that, leaving me in the units meters, which is what I want to find out. Now, it's time to get out my calculator. And I'm going to take this very first number, 1, times the second number that's in the numerator, 60, times the third number that's in the numerator, 1.04. And I'm going to hit the equal sign, and I'm going to get 62.4. But I'm not done yet. I have to take into account all the numbers that are in the denominator. So I'm going to divide by 1, which I know sounds silly, but just please get used to the process. And then I'm going to divide by 1 again to represent that one. Then when I hit equals, I get 62.4. Ooh, naked number, 62.4 rhinoceroses, 62.4 meters. Good job. Well, let me lay out the scenario. Now, yeah, at least in my mind, I have a little red Ferrari, and I love drag racing. And so I drive around Highland Park High School, or Highland Park, and when I pull up to a stoplight, I rev the engine and get ready to go. When the light turns green, I mash down on the acceleration, and I move really fast. I'm traveling at 120 miles per hour. What is this in meters per second? That's our problem. Now, if you stop and think about it, this appears to be a two-step problem. Like I would need to do dimensional analysis to convert miles into meters, and then I need to do dimensional analysis to convert time, hours, into seconds. But what I want to show you is really cool is that dimensional analysis lets you do all of these things in one step. Well, first off, what do I know? I know a speed, right? And I know it in miles per hour. So I'm going to write what I know, miles, in 1 hour. One hour. Now you notice that I've put miles in 120 miles in green and 1 hour in red. It will become evident very soon here. Okay, and what I want to figure out is what is it in meters per second. So in the end, I want the units meters per second. Well, what do I need in order to start my problem? I am going to use a conversion factor. Now let's talk about this very first idea. I need to convert miles into meters. I need a conversion factor. And if I look on my blue card, I can see that 1 mile equals 1.61 kilometers. If I make that a conversion factor, 1 mile over 1.61 kilometers, or 1.61 kilometers over 1 mile. Which one's going to fit? I hope you said this one, because it's got miles in the denominator. So I'm going to put 1.61 kilometers over 1 mile, because I want miles to cancel. Now I'm in kilometers. I'm one step closer, but now I need to convert it into meters. And I found on my blue card that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. I can write that as 1 kilometer over 1,000 meters, or 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. Which one am I going to use? Good. Why'd I pick that one? So that kilometers cancels with kilometers. Okay, and now at this point I have completed step 1. So it looks like I need to do step 2, convert time. But what is cool is I can use dimensional analysis and mash a brand new field goal right up next to my first one. And now I can start dealing with time. And so I want to convert hours into seconds somehow. Do I know anything about hours and seconds? I know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. And so therefore 1 hour over 60 minutes, or 60 minutes over 1 hour. So which one do I want? And here we go. Here is my hint. Be very careful. What is right there? Did you pick this one? This one's a little different because the thing that we want to cancel is in the numerator this time, but it really doesn't matter. I can cancel, leaving me in minutes. Getting really close. 1 minute is 60 seconds. So I can say 1 minute over 60 seconds, or 60 seconds over 1 minute. I'm going to choose the first one so that I get minutes to cancel with minutes. Hey, and now I'm in the units that I want in my denominator. So now this becomes a math problem. So on my calculator, I'm going to type 120. I'm going to multiply by the second numerator, 1.61. I'm going to multiply by 1,000. I'm going to multiply by, here we go, 1. I'm going to multiply by 1. I'm going to get this really long number. Is that my answer? Not yet. I haven't taken the denominators into account yet. So I'm going to divide by 1, this first one right here. And then I'm going to divide by 1. And then I'm going to divide by 1. And then I'm going to divide by 60. And then I'm going to divide by 60. I'm going to get a result that's going to actually be my solution, 53.66666. 53.6666666 meters per second. Well done.